Hi all, welcome back to Paperback Thoughts. This particular self-help book is a book which will always be very close to my heart. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma. This self-help book is kind of centered around a story of a lawyer who is overworked, who have absolutely no time to enjoy anything in life. He's not peaceful, he's not passionate about what he's doing, so he decides to quit his job, sell his home, and obviously sell his Ferrari, and then go to the Himalayas. And he gets a chance to experience a lot of things in life, which makes him wise. Okay, so he, with all these wise life lessons that he acquired from Himalayas, he comes back to his place. That's when the lawyer who went as a lawyer and came back as a monk, that's when he explains all the life lessons that he was able to study during his time in Himalaya. And these life lessons, I believe, at least it did for me, because when I applied these life lessons into my life, I was able to live more peacefully, more passionately, and basically have a better life altogether. The second recommendation I'm very excited about is a manga, and this was my first time reading a manga. Such a different, exhilarating reading experience, and I am in love with Death Note. So this book introduces us to two worlds. One is the realm of Shinigami, which is outside the human world, and the other one is obviously human world. And in the realm of Shinigami is where gods of death live, and they have this notebook. So if you write down a person's name in that notebook, that person dies. Of course, there are a lot of conditions which you will get to know when you're actually reading this book. So this particular one, Shinigami, Ryuk, who I love by the way, drops the Death Note into the human world just to spice things up a little bit because he was bored. And Light Yagami, who is a human just like me and you, picks the book up and finds it very fascinating, and he tests the book out and things starts happening. People start dying, so he writes a person's name and that particular person dies, and this goes on for a while, and he thinks that he's making the world a better place by killing off all the criminals. But soon the investigation tightens and he's forced to kill innocent people also, and that's where the book turns into a very deep question about, morality and what is right and what is wrong. So that is kind of a conflict that keeps showing up in the book, and that's very interesting. Even though this book is like separate 13 books like this, you can pretty much zoom through it in a week or two because it's that interesting. The art, not only the storyline, the art is excellent. Even if the storyline gets a little flat in between, you kind of are still hooked with the book because of the beautiful art. The third book in the recommendation list is Shiva Trilogy by Amish Tripathi. So I read the Shiva Trilogy a couple of years ago, I think 4 or 5 years ago, and I remember liking it. I'm not sure if I will like it if I read it now, but definitely it's a very good introduction into Indian mythology for anybody who's starting fresh. Even though the plain and simple language sometimes affects the story in a negative way because sometimes the story falls flat, overall it's a very enjoyable read, especially the first part, which is Immortals of Meluha. I did not find the third part to be very exciting, but the first two parts, very definitely really good books. And the final book in the recommendation is the obvious Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. A book recommendation video without Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling is not possible, especially for beginners or people who wants to rekindle their love for reading. Harry Potter is the best go-to book. Even if you've seen the movie and have loved it, you will still find the book way more interesting and start to hate the movie actually once you're done with the books.
Did you put your name into the goblet of fire, Harry? Dumbledore asked calmly.
Harry! I protest! Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire? No, sir.
That's a fact. If you're watching a booktube channel, I probably am safe by assuming that you already know what Harry Potter story is about. For me, Harry Potter is the epitome of creativity, and I don't think I have ever read and I ever will read something as creative as Harry Potter. This is a bar set too high that I don't think anybody would be breaking in this lifetime. So that's it, guys. So those are the books which I think are really good for beginners and people who are thinking of getting back into the reading habit. So definitely try those books and let me know if you like them, or if you have already read them, let me know your thoughts below in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, and share it with your friends and family. See you next week.